There is a town in the middle of nowhere that does not appear on most maps. Its roads are cracked like broken bones. Its houses stand empty, with their doors hanging open. Its streetlights still flicker at night, even though no one has lived there for decades. The locals call it Hollow Creek, and nobody goes there after sunset, because according to the stories, the people of Hollow Creek didn't leave. They disappeared, all at once, one night in October of 1987. Every single resident of Hollow Creek vanished without explanation. Dinner plates were left on tables. Cars sat running in driveways. The school was found with children's backpacks still hanging on hooks. The barber shop had a customer in the chair, half his haircut unfinished, but there were no bodies, no blood, no signs of struggle, just emptiness, as if the entire town had simply been erased. Police searched the forests. Helicopters scanned the mountains. Search dogs tracked nothing. It was as if the people had stepped out of reality itself. And then came the screaming. The officers guarding the town. That first night, all reported hearing it. A distant scream, then another, then dozens. Men, women, children, screaming from somewhere inside the abandoned streets. But when they searched for the source, there was no one there. The government sealed the town within a week. Officially, they blamed a toxic gas leak. Unofficially, they never explained why every investigator assigned to Hollow Creek resigned within a month, or why several of them later took their own lives. Years passed. The town rotted. Nature began swallowing it whole. But the screams never stopped. Every October, for 1 week only, people living miles away reported hearing them carried on the wind. The sound of an entire town crying out in terror. Most people dismissed it as folklore until 4 urban explorers decided to spend the night there. They were live streamers, young, fearless, hungry for views. They drove through the rusted barricades just before sunset, laughing as their cameras rolled. "Welcome to the ghost town of Hollow Creek," one of them joked. "If we die, smash that subscribe button." They walked through empty streets as golden evening light bled across shattered windows. The town felt wrong. Too still. No birds. No insects. Not even wind. One of them pointed out something strange. Every clock they found, in every home, had stopped at exactly 9:17 p.m. They laughed nervously. Probably coincidence. Probably. Night fell fast. By 9 p.m., the town was swallowed in darkness. Their flashlights cut thin white wounds through the black. At 9:16, their cameras began glitching. Static, distortion, audio popping. Then, at exactly 9:17 p.m., the screaming began. At first it was faint, a woman crying somewhere in the distance. Then a man yelling. Then dozens more. The sound erupted from every direction at once. Screams so raw, and terrified that one of the explorers dropped his flashlight and ran. The live stream captured chaos. Heavy breathing, footsteps pounding pavement, someone sobbing, someone shouting, "Who is doing that?" Then came something worse. A voice through the static, whispering directly into the microphone. "Don't let them see you." The group panicked and sprinted into the nearest house. They slammed the door behind them. The screaming outside intensified. And then it stopped. Silence. One of them whispered, "Did you hear that voice?" No one answered, because all four of them were staring at the living room wall. There were photographs hanging there, family portraits, birthday pictures, Christmas mornings, and in every single one, the people's faces had been scratched out, except one. In the final photo, standing in the back of a smiling family portrait, was a figure no one recognized. Tall, pale, too thin, its face stretched unnaturally long, and its eyes were black. One of the explorers turned the photo over. Written on the back in shaky handwriting were the words, "It came from beneath the church." Then the front door exploded open. Something rushed inside. The cameras caught only fragments. Long limbs, wet breathing, a scream cut short. The live stream ended. Police recovered the vehicle the next morning, still parked at the town entrance. Empty. No sign of the four explorers was ever found, but investigators did recover one damaged camera. Its final footage was corrupted, mostly static, except for the last 30 seconds. The footage showed the cameraman crawling through a tunnel beneath Hollow Creek Church, crying, bleeding, whispering, "It's not a ghost, it's not a ghost." Then his flashlight revealed a massive underground chamber. And in that chamber were the townspeople, thousands of them, or what was left of them, fused into the walls, their bodies half melted into black, pulsating flesh, still alive, eyes wide, mouths open, screaming. The entire missing town had somehow been absorbed into the walls of the cavern, like insects trapped in amber, their arms stretched outward, twitching, begging. And standing at the center of the chamber was the tall figure from the photograph, watching him, smiling. Then the video cut to black. Authorities denied the footage was real. They declared it a hoax. But that same week, the entire town of Hollow Creek was burned to the ground, bulldozed, buried under concrete, officially condemned forever. They thought that would end it. It didn't, because the screams still happen. Even now, travelers on the highway near where Hollow Creek once stood report hearing cries coming from beneath the earth. Construction crews refuse to dig there. Ground-penetrating radar has repeatedly shown hollow spaces under the concrete, huge ones, and recently, workers repairing the road discovered something protruding through a crack in the pavement. At first, they thought it was a root, until it moved. It was a human hand, still twitching, still warm. They resealed the road within hours. No explanation given, no investigation launched, because some places are not haunted by the dead. They are haunted by the living, still trapped, still screaming, still waiting beneath the ground. And if the old stories are true, the thing under Hollow Creek is hungry again. Locals say every year the screams grow louder, closer, longer, and some nights, drivers passing the old highway see figures standing by the roadside. Men, women, children, their skin pale and stretched, their mouths hanging impossibly wide, begging for help, begging to be let in, because whatever took Hollow Creek learned how to wear their faces, and it may already be leaving. So if you're ever driving alone at night and your radio suddenly fills with static, and through that static you hear distant screaming, do not stop the car. Do not look into the trees. And whatever you do, if someone covered in dirt pounds on your window and begs you to help them, do not unlock the door, because the people of Hollow Creek are still down there. And if one of them has finally come back up, then it means something else came with them